The next question from Mr. Mackintosh's class was, do I have to cycle if I live in the Netherlands? Well, you definitely don't have to. It's not a law that you have to. However, if you don't, you will probably be one of the only ones. You will also find it fairly tricky to get to school because there are no school buses, and Dutch parents are not very keen on transporting their own kids to school. Here is the bike parking at my school. I would estimate that there'd be about 800 bicycles here. Now, that's quite a few more than you'd expect at a high school in Australia. These kids are on their way to school and they're passing a group of kids there on the right who are waiting for their friends, and that's really common to see. You see big pods of students riding together, others parked by the side of the bike path waiting for their friends to catch up, and they'll all cycle together and they're just chatting as they go, riding 3, 4, sometimes 5 abreast. It's quite difficult to get around them if I'm running late to work myself. But the question is, why is this the case? And it's definitely not because of the good weather, as you can see here. The answer is a boring little thing called infrastructure. Things like elevated bike paths over major highways like this one here, or bicycle traffic lights. So if you look at this sort of infrastructure here, for example, I'm going underneath a railway line and there's a bike path that takes me straight under it, so I don't need to stop. And this is the sort of thing that means that it's just so easy for us to get around here. I'll take you around a roundabout so you can see what a roundabout looks like, and that is a really cool design, and bikes have right of way around a roundabout, which is pretty cool to think about. So I'm going to take this roundabout here coming up, and there's quite a few cars around, but as you see there's this red bike path, and as I go around, the cars will stop for me. So even if they're on the roundabout, they still will stop for me, should. So that just means so I can keep going around, and as I go around I've got this red path. I could just keep circling this roundabout if I wanted to, and cars would just keep on stopping. I'm not going to. I'm going to turn off here. But this sort of infrastructure actually means that it's super safe, and that's why kids your age don't rely on their parents for anything when it comes to getting around. They can just transport themselves wherever they want to go, and that is super empowering.